forward to seeing what my second vaccine does to me. Now it's all ruined.
It's gonna make you funnier.
Oh, there it is. All right, I'm going.
We're going. Victoria Blair, hello. It's going to be the best show.
My advice to you, start drinking heavily.
Well, hello, Mr. Fenton. Why,
Humans of the internet, give it up for your host, Andrew Danger Riddleson.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the Monday Night Comedy. Woo! Welcome to the Monday Night Comedy Show, live from North Minneapolis at Nanotako Studios. Nanotako Studios, make some noise. Woo! It's nice and social distance here at Nanotako Studios, and I hope it's nice and socially distanced where you live, in your neck of the woods. This is the Monday Night Comedy Show. If you've never been here or seen this show before, we have done literally 611 of these. Where the fuck you been? Speaking of where you been, Kruger.
Yes.
Kruger, we have a tradition here at the Monday Night Comedy Show to say hello to you. That is J Money, the motherfucking hawk, caw, waving at you. And from her spacious studio basement apartment, put your hands together for Saint May of the Underground.
Hi, hello. Hello.
And this,
Hi.
folks, is Whitey, the Monday Night Comedy Show comedy show bear. If you've never been to a comedy show before that has its own bear, well, you were clearly at Acme. This is the way we start each and every show, and it gets more and more hilarious as the weeks progress. It's time, folks, to kill the bear formerly known as Toby. I should have told you to look away. Oh God! Oh God! Oh, we put it. Oh, and we just placed this over here in the studio as a warning to all the other comedy show bears not to cross us, or we will come for you and your family. Speaking of you and your family, that's called a segue. It's time for the Monday Night Comedy Show Book Club book, where we read a page a week from a volume of forgotten lore. We, of course, are reading Full House Stephanie, Picture Me Famous, the book that I got in a little free library on a walk last summer. We're on page 32, and we only read one page each week. So don't read ahead in your home versions, your leather-bound Picture Me Famouses. Don't do it. I want to read this together, experience this journey together, and in August of 2035, we will finish this book, and we will sit around and talk about it with a box of sparkling Catawba. All right, very good. Sparkling Catawba is non-alcoholic. What do I? Chillable red. That's what I wanted.
Cool.
Kruger, will you drink chillable red with me and talk about Picture Me Famous?
In 14 years?
Please.
Yeah, totally.
Very good. It's a date. It's a date. Speaking of date, today's a very special one because we're celebrating the reader of page 32's birthday today. We are going to sing to her a little bit later, but put your hands together for page 32, read by none other than Morgan Pearson.
Okay, I'm so happy to be here. It's page 32, and I'm 32. No, I'm kidding. I'm only 30. Guys, so let's dive back in, right? Lucky for you, Stephanie smiled. See you at lunch. Later, Stephanie sat on one of the locker room benches, lazily tugging at her gym socks and sneakers. Gym was definitely her least favorite class. Stephanie was always looking for excuses to get out of it, and she really wished she had one for today. The last thing she needed was to have her gym teacher blowing her whistle, yelling at her for not running fast enough or doing the right kind of push-ups. Stephanie liked to dance more than she liked to play sports. There was a time when she liked to watch team sports, especially football. But now, after what happened at the cafeteria yesterday, she never wanted to see another football game as long as she lived. Stephanie grimaced as she remembered what she said. Football, are you going to the Kyle game Friday? Ugh. She rose from her bench and headed for the gymnasium. There was no use putting off the inevitable. Even if she didn't enjoy gym, at least she loved her new sneakers. They were white cross trainers with bright blue soles, and she had on her oversized shorts with the purple stripes down the... We'll find out next week.
Oh my God.
Humans of the internet, give it up for Morgan Pearson.
Are you kidding me with that page 32 reading? That was amazing, Morgan. I'm not going to lie. I was reading along as Morgan was reading this page 32 of Picture Me Famous, and she really embodied the character of Stephanie. She really did, and made me believe it. Football, are you going to the Kyle game Friday night? You know, I don't know. You know, I've read Hemingway. I've read Mark Twain. But whoever is responsible for Stephanie's Picture Me Famous, you know, they're probably written before the Pulitzer was invented.
Author's name, like on that book that you're holding?
It's not on the cover.
Okay, but it's gotta be.
Oh, Lisa Simon.
All right,
Lisa Simon, folks.
Lisa Simon.
Lisa Simon is author of Picture Me Famous. It's probably ghostwritten. It's too good. Too good. Page 32. Thank you, Morgan Pearson. And thank you for being born. We're going to sing to you later because you are closing out the night. So everybody stick around to watch Morgan Pearson do a set and watch us sing the happy birthday, traditional Monday Night Comedy Show Happy Birthday song to her. You know who else has a birthday? Literally everybody on our lineup tonight. But first and foremost, put your hands together for Mr. Dan BUBLITZ on week 5 of 6 as comic in residence.
Oh, yeah, this is exciting. It's not my birthday today, but Annie's right. I do have a birthday. It's just later in the year, which actually that's a good lead into what I'm going to talk about. It's good to be back. If you guys were tuning in last week, I actually was in 2 places at one time. I have no idea how my set went because I was performing that while I was hanging out in Florida. But I've been thinking, I do think a lot now as I get older. I'm going to be 43 this year, so I think about my mortality a lot and how I may or may not die. You know, like I'm afraid that it's going to be a lame death, like I'm just going to have a heart attack in a bathroom or something stupid. And if that's the case, I want my death to be exciting. And so if I just like have like a basic death, I want somebody to take my body, wrap it in a sheet, and throw it in a ditch. Because I want it turned into a murder mystery. Because I think that would be a good way to go out. Just randomly throw me in a ditch and we'll see who did it. Something to that effect. I was also thinking about this too. I think anytime like there's like I have a near-death experience, I look at it as the universe missed its assassination attempt on me. All right, I got one thing. I'm killing it tonight. Not really. This is rough. I gotta be honest. This is what happened. I did not prepare. I've been busy doing other stuff, so I wrote hardly nothing tonight. I will talk about this though. So my brother just watched me watch one of my video clips of my stand up here in the last month. And now I've been doing stand up comedy for almost 11 years. I know it doesn't show tonight, but this was the first time he watched any of my stand up, and he immediately sent me a message and was like, "Oh, hey, you're kind of funny, but you know what would be really funny is if you talked about me." And I was like, I was just like, really, the audacity. You want me to talk about you? You haven't done anything. You spent your whole 10 years of being in your 20s in prison. Because that's the funny thing about my brother. He was like, you should talk about my life. I'm like, well, that's not my life. I was not in prison like you. Yeah, it's interesting how egotistic people can be, especially little brothers. And it's weird because we have the same parents. This is what's really weird. So when I was a young child, my parents actually got divorced, and then they got remarried. And when they got remarried, that's right, they got married twice to each other. They tried it twice. When they got married the second time, they had my little brother. So we have the same biological parents, but we're like 9 years apart. So when I became an adult and moved out, my brother was still a little kid. And when I was younger, we were really close because I pretty much raised my kid brother. I helped pretty much raised him. So I'm probably not going to be a good parent because he ended up in prison. But we're really close until I moved out, and then we kind of grew apart. But I don't know. It's a weird thing when you have that distance. I don't know, because I was basically an only child for like 9 years, and then suddenly I had this pesky little brother running around, and now he's still pesky. And I don't know where I'm going with this, guys. I did not write, and I apologize for this. I think that's gonna do it. I don't have any. I'm winging it, and it's not going well tonight. So. I'll be back next week with a more complete set to finish out my residency. Thanks for listening to my obnoxious whatever this was.
Humans of the Internet Automatic Bombing by Dan BUBLITZ, host of The Art of Bombing.
Dan BUBLITZ, week 5 of 6 as comic in residence. If you don't know what a comic in residence is, this show is chock full of them. It means you sign up for 6 weeks and you write 5 brand new minutes and perform them each week on the show. And on your 6th week, you do a longer set where you kind of do all your polished turds of stuff that you wrote, or do whatever the hell you want. You could do poetry if you want. It doesn't matter as long as it's funny. That's all we ask. And if it's not funny, we hurt your family. But that's in the bylaws. You got to go deep on Facebook rules for that. But we got so that was week 5 of 6. We have so many. That was Dan's in Minneapolis. Let's jump over to Jersey, shall we? Come with me on an internet journey, and we're gonna go see week 3 of 6 as comic in residence. 5 new minutes from Will Gardiner from Collingswood, New Jersey. Yeah. Woo. Woo.
Hey guys. So I was homeschooled. I'm not that different from you. Except all my social skills were store-bought. Spend enough time with me, you'll figure out that store was Goodwill. But no, it was good. I could sleep in, get done early, and instead of going to those sin-ridden school dances, I could go to church and sing the musical equivalent of store-brand cornflakes with no milk. Not everything was different, though. I still had the 3 R's: reading, writing, and regonomics. It's better than regular math because you don't actually need to solve any real problem to convince anybody you got it right. Even if you make things way worse than they need to be. Of course, I had science, where I learned exactly how big to build a boat that fits only the animals God loves while he kills the dinosaurs. And of course, history, where I learned how David killed Goliath, became king, and very proud to oppose Medicare for all. You can't buy an education like that unless you send money to the people that sell the books. That is how a standard transaction works, thus completing the sacrament of capitalism. Praise be. What's up with people that like their own Facebook posts? I assumed you liked it because you made it. It's not like we're talking about a baby. Babies, you've got no creative control, and your ex-wife can just up and claim them as their own. My ex-wife did steal one of my jokes once while we were dating. I referred to turkeys as a poor man's peacock. 5 minutes later, it was on Facebook, no credit. But you know what? She can have the bird jokes, because fuck birds. Most useless things in existence. If I wanted something whose sole purpose was to shit on me and everything I care about, I would have stayed married to her. Oh, I have some sad news tonight. Only a couple hours ago, my television died. So I would just like to give it an honorable send-off for all the service it's provided. Dear 43-inch Element television, you survived 3 moves and lasted 3 years longer than the marriage you were bought in. You delivered much more quality content and free access to boobs than that marriage ever did. And of course we know when my ex-wife left us, she was dealing with less inches than either of us could provide. Thank you for allowing me 2 seasons of unhealthily projecting my parenting journey onto the Mandalorian and Grogu. This is the way. Rest in peace. That's my set for tonight, guys. Thank you so much.
Humans of the internet, give it up for Will Gardiner.
Can you guys hear me?
So, Andy, you are completely off of the stream, so talk loud.
Will Gardiner from Collingswood, New Jersey! Woo! Excellent job. Now, I should have mentioned this before because StreamYard only lets 10 people in at a time, so comics who are waiting to get in, thank you for your patience, and comics who are performing, early in the show, we're going to have to boot you. Nothing personal, but we got to make real. Now, next week when we go to Zoom, that's our next announcement. We won't have that problem. So next week we are going moving the show from StreamYard as our main broadcast platform.
Andy.
Yeah.
I'm not picking you up. Hey, everyone, can you hear me? Can you just give me a thumbs up or something if you can hear me? Cool. Awesome. Thanks. So because you're not picking Andy up for me, we are going to be moving from StreamYard to Zoom because of a lot of the problems. But in order to keep the show going, we have a brand new comic in residence that we're very excited to have here all the way from Los Angeles, California. So everyone, internet, commence with your freaking out for JOLENE Kim.
Hey guys, I am JOLENE Kim and I am Asian. I know that I'm Asian because my underarms always smell like curry, and that is not a joke. I'm actually all the Asians. I am Chinese, Japanese, Korean, and Filipino, and we don't all get along. Like there is racism going on in my body. Like my rude Chinese finger is always pointing to my short Japanese leg and is always saying, "Why are you so short? It's because of you. We're not runway model." And my short Japanese leg is always like, yes, but we're very, very fast. We're like ninja. And then my Filipino lips are, I don't know if you know this, but in Filipino, we point like this. Over there. Just run over there. Run that way. And which is always weird. It makes it weird because guys always mix up my Filipino pointing for blowing kisses. Like at the store, because I'm so short, I'm always asking guys, hey, could you grab that for me? Could you grab that for me? Right over there, please grab that for me. And it's always weird because they go in for that kiss. And that's usually when my Korean craziness jumps on the guy and she's like, you kissed me, now you gotta marry me. And that's how we end up in psychotic relationships. I mean, all of us, you know. I didn't start out with all these Asians. At first, I was only 2. Korean, hence my last name, and Okinawan, which I didn't mention because nobody cares. But the difference between Okinawan and Japanese is that Okinawans are hairier, we have bigger eyes, and we eat people. I'm kidding. We're not hairier. Well, not all of us are hairier. So my dad is Korean and my mom is Okinawan. And one day my Okinawan grandmother pulls me aside and she says, hey, you're part Chinese. And I was like, really? And she's like, yeah, don't tell your mom. And I was like, why? And she's like, because Chinese people, dirty. So my grandma's a racist. And so now I'm Okinawan, Korean, and Chinese. And then my Korean grandmother pulls me aside and she's like, hey, you're part Filipino. And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, your daddy is a bastard. Don't tell him. And I said, why? And she said, because he's a pastor and nobody wants to follow a bastard pastor. So last year I take 23andMe. And my aunt keeps telling me that we're Dutch. And I want some of that entitled white blood bubbling inside of me. I want that blood so that I can tell myself that I am better than everyone else. So I get my results back, and lo and behold, I'm Japanese, Filipino, Chinese, Korean, and 0.5 Serbian. That was amazing. That trumped all the Asians. And also explains why I am attracted to Russian, not Asian, to Russian and Ukrainian men, which I have no idea what Serbian is. So that will be to be continued for next week about all the men that I've been dating. But all right, that's my time. Thank you guys.
Humans of the internet, give it up for JOLENE Kim.
Yes! JOLENE Kim from Los Angeles, California. Thank you so much for joining us, JOLENE. We love having you. That was your first week as Comic in Residence. So we're going to see you 5 more times. So one more time for JOLENE Kim. Woo! Yes! All right. So, of course, during Jolene's set, we were having some computer malfunctions on our end, specifically the computer that I am using decided it needed to update. So thanks, Windows. What are we rocking? Windows 98? Is that 95? 95? go to hell, Windows 95. Anyhow, that was JOLENE Kim. Do we have, is Luis?
Yes.
Is he here? Excellent. I just want to thank everybody for commenting in the comment spot. So keep it up. We'll pop them up on screen as we can. But somebody mentioned the clipboard. we've had a light up clipboard at this show since 13 and a half years ago. So I can teach you. I should do an Etsy. Is there like an Etsy store? I'll do a YouTube video on how to make a clipboard that lights up.
Yeah.
Step 1, get lights.
Dude, don't get her away.
Step 2. No, I won't. You know what?
Pay for the show next week.
Yeah, step 2. Yeah, speaking of, next week. This is the last of the summer wine, folks. So no more of your freeloading here at the Monday Night Comedy Show. Well, we appreciate absolutely every person who is tuning in, but we actually love the comics more, just a little bit, just a tiny hair more, and we want to be able to pay them for doing the thing that they do so well, making you laugh. So if you are mad at us, you can send me hate mail. I would love to have some hate mail. But next week we are starting to charge $5 to watch the Monday Night Comedy Show. Now you could have it on your phone and have 30 people in your car, like you're sneaking into the movie drive-in, and you'll still pay $5, so you can split it amongst your friends. It's like a quarter each. If you bring a bunch of people crowding around your phone in the Target bathroom stall, that's just good fiscal sense, and that way we can spread the love and give Nanotako Studios, who's been gracious enough to give us a home those last several months, some money, as well as the comics who are performing each week. So next week, not only on Zoom, but we're going to charge $5 to watch. So don't hate us. Hate the comics for needing to buy $30 of cocaine a day. Is that a lot? That's not a lot, is it? $30? Like a $30 habit?
I don't think I spend $30 a day on anything.
And well, it's like, even when I was a smoker, it would be like maybe, at most, that's $20 a day. And that's a really stressful day, with like multiple packs.
Yeah.
So maybe a $30 a day coke habit that's just manageable, and that makes good financial sense, because
Right,
I
because certain
should
things
stop
are worth
advocating
paying
drug
for.
use.
I'm so glad we had this talk.
I'm never going to stop advocating drug use. I'm just kidding. All my drugs come from Jason Kruger. Anyhow, what? Buy them from you. Just kidding. Dope is for dopes. Stay in school, kids. Hi. All right.
Hi.
Is that good enough to cover our asses?
Yeah. Ready?
Yeah? We have
Only
lawyers.
if we introduce our next comic, though.
Fair enough. I'm going to do it. Our lawyer says yes. Coming up next, week 4 of 6 as comic in residence from Elgin, Illinois. Put your hands together for Mr. Luis AREVALO! Luis, welcome back!
Stay in school, kids. Stay in school. I'm kids. I should stay in school. Why does that clipboard look like a fire hazard? I'm pretty sure that's the last thing. I'm pretty sure if you put paper on a clipboard, you don't want it to catch on fire. Oh, it says I'm Jake Hovis from Denver. Hi, guys. I'm not Luis. I'm Jake Hovis. Actually, I don't know what to tell. Okay, anyway, let's do my jokes. Let's do my new jokes this week. How about that? Did you know that Aquarius is an air sign and not a water sign? It's stupid. This is why Zodiac is stupid. I messed up. Hold up. Anyway, guys. I feel like a couple weeks ago, I came in and said the craziest job would be the cab driver. Oh no, it's fine, Kruger. I said the worst. I said the most amazing job is a cab driver, but after thinking about it a lot, I think in 2021, being like a politician is like the most interesting job you can have in America right now, you know? Like there's like I can't imagine going back to work with people that try to kill me, you know? Like I can't imagine going back with people that try to murder me and then like try to be cool, you know? Like I don't know. And then I can't imagine. I just can't imagine going to work with someone that blames his kids for stuff. You know, like his wife and kids for stuff. That's just weird. You know, like I don't know. Like my first job was weird. Like I was being exploited, and this dude kept trying to tell me like his sad stories and kept asking me if I'm gonna drop out of school to work hard, which was weird. But but he didn't know English, so he didn't know any better, you know? Like, that's just okay. No, that's not funny. Okay, cool. Let's move on to the next one. That's a farming story. Oh, it's wild how back in the day people used to ask us, like complete strangers would ask us, "Yo, can I use your cell phone?" I think I I don't know how I don't know how we let that be okay. Like complete strangers be like, "Yo, can I use your cell phone?" It's like, bro, I don't even, bro, oh, can I use your phone? It's an emergency. It's an emergency. I'm like, I don't know how we got. I don't know how we. Like if my mom or my girlfriend asked me that, I'll be like, no. I'll be like, no. I don't trust you enough to be on my phone, sir. And and also, I don't know, because we don't trust people, which is I don't know. I don't trust people, but I still say yes I still say yes whenever they need to use my phone. So that's how I can eavesdrop in their conversation, you know? Like I just want to know what are you going through right now that has you here, so I can avoid those mistakes, you know? Like, I just want to see, or what can happen. I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna have to call somebody soon, so let me find somebody. But you can't do that with the people that you know, like if your mom or a girlfriend or a cousin asks, hey, can I use your phone as an emergency? And you're like, okay, type the number, and then you do it here. Like also, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. It's weird. If someone did that to me, I'd be really upset. I'd be like, damn, bro, just say that you don't trust me. Like don't make me say never mind, bro. One weird conversation that people have is, what would you say? Oh, one weird question that people ask to themselves is, what would you want to say to your younger self? And then some people say, I would like to say thank you, blah 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 blah. I think people who say thank you, why are you thanking your younger self? They haven't done shit yet, like you should. I don't know what I would tell my younger self, but it wouldn't be thank you. I think it would be, yo, you should watch your posture more. That's about it. Oh, see, so when you bomb, when you're bombing and telling a bad joke, when you tell a bad joke, people say we tell a bad joke, and someone tells you to explain it, and the response is, yo, explaining a joke doesn't make it funnier. And that is true. Explaining a bad joke does not make it funnier. But it isn't gonna make the joke less bad. But it might make I'm poor, and connection is all I have.
That's all right.
This was week 4 of 6. Thank you. Bye.
All right, humans of the internet, give it up for Luis Oliveira.
Yes, Luis. If you're just joining us, and so Luis, that was his 4th week. His first 2 weeks, we couldn't see what he looked like because he didn't press the camera button. We're gonna call him on that for the years to come that we have him back on the show. He didn't turn it on or off again. Anyway, that was Luis from Elgin, Illinois, just shy of Chicago. So that means I like it. I don't like Chicago, folks. That is an open challenge to that city and people who live there to let me sleep on your futon and come and visit. So we have, instead of someone from Chicago, let's go out to the West Coast again, shall we? In the nicest kitchen in California. It's not? What?
She's not.
Not Abby?
No.
Amanda's next.
Amanda.
I read that completely. Wow. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have reading issues, and I apologize.
Well.
Our first Canadian here at the Monday Night Comedy Show is next. Yes, everybody should be screaming. Yes. We love Canada. We are wholeheartedly jealous of that nation. From the province of British Columbia, city of Vancouver. Welcome to the Monday Night Comedy Show, Amanda Heyman Malone. Thank you so much for being here. Woo, Amanda.
Hey, you're muted.
Unmute.
Thank you.
Yay.
Yay! Let's do it again. You guys still love Canada even though Biden's in power and it's not Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah, we still like you.
Yeah, good. Good. Because we don't want you guys.
Fair.
Yeah. So I have 6 kids. That my husband says that every time we have a fight, we have a baby. But that's not true because then we'd have like at least 1,000 kids. When I met my husband, he worked in diamonds. That's what we called it because you can't put money launderer on tax returns. So I have a 7-year-old daughter, and she's like, she looks like this like super innocent little like girl that's like, you know, you look at her and you think she's so sweet. But guys, I'm terrified of her. I'm absolutely terrified of her. The other day I told her she couldn't have any chocolate. And later on I passed by her tree house and I heard her talking to her brother. And she was like, I invited myself into her womb and she betrayed me in the very worst way. And then I found a headless My Little Pony on my pillow that night. I told my husband, and my husband was like, that's my girl. I'm afraid she's going to end up in jail. So I suffered from postpartum depression. Did you know that there are people who lose weight when they have postpartum depression?
Mm-hmm.
The hell? Not me. I never get the skinny depression. I'm on the couch, I'm crying, I'm breastfeeding, I'm stuffing my face, I'm like I'm a cocaine addict. I fucked that up. That didn't make sense. So, anyway, they told me that meditation is good for postpartum anxiety. So I did a guided meditation, one of those guided ones. Oh my God. So the woman, she's like, imagine yourself on a cloud and you're floating through the air. And I'm like, clouds are cold and clouds are not solid. I'm going to fall. What am I supposed to bring a parachute with me? And then I was like super more anxious. You know what works for anxiety? You know what really works for anxiety? Ativan. Lots and lots of Ativan. And that's all I have for today.
Amanda!
Humans of the internet, keep it up for Amanda.
Amanda! You have Ativan. It's probably, it like costs 20 cents for like a whole big old jug of Ativan in Canada, right?
No, it's free. We don't pay for it.
It's fucking free? Oh my God! Canada's the fucking best.
It's the best.
Damn it. They have everything maple. Maple is my favorite flavor next to nothing. Everything is my favorite flavor. I love maple flavor. I wish everything could be maple flavored, like, you know, maple flavored donuts. Wish those existed.
Yeah. You know what's really good? Maple sandwiches.
Go on.
Yeah. Maple sandwiches on rye bread.
So it's just, okay, rye bread.
Mm-hmm. With
maple
lettuce.
Syrup. With what?
With lettuce.
Okay. Okay, I feel like feel like the Canada is punking America right now, and we're gonna go home and try it.
That's like, okay, so you want a vehicle for syrup, and then you throw lettuce on it because you're trying to be healthy?
Well,
that's a good question.
Maple comes from trees, and trees are healthy.
Yes.
It's vegetable. Right.
Maple is a vegetable?
Well,
is that how Canadians think? It's like,
of course, because leaves and
it's a solid fuel source.
You get apples and stuff from trees, so maybe it's a fruit.
Complete sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right?
May's on board. May believes.
I absolutely.
Well,
agree.
I'm going to learn more about Canada in the coming week, and
I love it.
I'm gonna just verify some of these facts with you because you're our first comic from Canada, Amanda. So thank you for joining us. It only took us 612 shows to get a Canadian to agree to be on this show. We've had people from Australia, New Zealand, England, UK.
I feel like we might have had a Canadian, but not.
I don't think so.
Online.
Not as cool as Amanda. So
right, exactly.
I feel like I'm going to start a cooking segment, and the first recipe I'm going to use is a maple sandwich. I'm going to get some rye bread, some lettuce, and some maple syrup. And now, granted, it's probably going to be Mrs. Butterworth or Aunt Jemima or something, not something.
No, that's not. No. That's blasphemy.
I can't do that. Well, some would say that blasphemy would be putting maple syrup on lettuce.
Really?
Some would say that. I'm not saying that. I wouldn't be so bold. Not on your first week as comic.
Okay. Well, they must be Americans.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll talk more about Canada next week because that was only your first of 6 weeks as comic in residence. And now I don't know about the Canadian Space Administration, how they're doing, but over at NASA, our peeps down in Florida just landed another rover on Mars, and it's the rover Perseverance and the small helicopter drone thing called Ingenuity. It just landed on Mars a little while ago and started recording the sounds of Mars. And it was launched July 30th of 2020, so it had to get out of the fucking planet as fast as it could. Because shit was fucked and still is fucked. But this rover mission is the 5th successful rover mission to land on Mars, and it's the first rover mission that has recorded what Mars sounds like. And we want to play what Mars sounds like here on the show, courtesy of NASA. Do we have that ready to go? Sure. All right. This is what Mars sounds like. Red planet. Get out! Get out! Ooh. This is first sound recording. It's actually coming from Mars, so there's a bit of a lag. And ironically, the Perseverance rover records it on wax cylinders like they did in the 1800s. Yeah. Here we go. Mars. The buzzing you hear is space. That's the rover. Rover.
There you go.
That beeping was me getting a text message from the rover.
I stopped it.
You stopped it. That was. It didn't even sound. Well, okay. Here's what Mars sounds like, because we did listen to this, and you can go just look up Mars sound, and you'll get the clip. It's that buzzing sound. That's the rover itself, and then it sounds. Yeah, so this is a signal from another world, and that blowing sound, like somebody's blowing on that sounds. That's what Mars sounds like. So it's on Facebook. I thought it was cool. The internet is not impressed, so it's okay. They're like, that's what Mars sounds like? Oh, that's the first time humanity has ever heard what that place sounds like? Boring. I've got a video about cats. Are we skipping to Morgan already?
We don't have other people in the studio.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Well, we were just stalling that whole thing. We made up the whole Mars hoax just to stretch, because our house manager was going like, stretch it out. We don't have the Mars sound. Just kidding. All right. So I mentioned before that birthdays. Everybody has a birthday on the lineup tonight. And your next comic is celebrating the birthday. And I'm not sure how old she is. I'm pretty sure she's like 22 or something, because she hasn't aged in the 3 or 4 years that I've known her. Has not aged a day because of all the virgin blood that she must drink. So we'll sing to her afterwards, but let's all say happy birthday to Morgan Pearson from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Morgan!
Oh my God.
Happy birthday!
Yeah. I came out of a vagina almost 30 years today.
So beautiful.
That's what I suspect. I don't actually have evidence of that because I'm adopted, but I suspect that's how it worked. My adopted parents said I came on a plane. I disagree because I'm like really good at basket weaving, so I think I made a raft and got here, guys. That's so terrible. I'm so glad they don't watch this. Anyways, speaking of terrible things, guys, Amanda from Canada, I love this whole maple syrup comes from trees and is a fruit thing because I have recently discovered in my wealth of knowledge age 30 that I fucking love whiskey. And whiskey comes from barrels, and barrels come from trees, and whiskey must be a fruit. So that's great news.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, science one.
Yeah, it's a science, but also like when you turn 30, guys, you suddenly know everything. It's like when you turned 18, but real. Like now I do know everything. Yeah, the other thing that I thought was great was, is it Lewis? Who was like, borrowing cell phones isn't cool. I disagree, because in my day, in the 90s, you could borrow someone's cell phones and text poop to all of their friends, and that was great. And then like early 2000s, we would go on Facebook, and like then we would like post that you just took a shit in class, and it was great. And like now you can like, if you live in the same house as someone, use their phone and post for everyone to wear a mask. And now you're saving lives. And I think that's as great as poop jokes, guys. Goddamn. So here's the thing. My dad and my mom never got along, still don't really get along. And he sat me down and like a very serious conversation. I was like expecting divorce, as like a child who grew up with them. I'm like, ready for them to be divorced, and he's like, Morgan, I need you to know I'm living with cancer. And I did not expect that. So my response as a comic was, but cancer, but you hardly know her, Dad. And that wasn't great. Anyways, yeah, turning 30, guys, if you can't tell, I had a shark birthday party. Because that's the dream as an adult. I thought it would be like this fun shark party thing. I called it my Dirty 30 Shark Party because that's hot. In my mind, pre-COVID, I would have rented out a bar and everyone would have taken turns sitting on my thumbs. Because I like that. And I like helping people, Take it as you want. But I had a video chat, and I called it my Dirty 30 Shark birthday party. But because I'm so advanced in age, a lot of my friends have kids, and they took this party as meaning it's a shark party, so like kids are for sure invited. And like dirty, they were like, oh, it's like like when you get like puddings and Oreo and you crunch it up and like make fake mud and dirt. So they thought it was that kind of party, and it wasn't, guys. The shark thing was like these sharks, because sharks are cool. And the dirty part was like strippers. Not like kid-friendly strippers. Because here, okay, there was only one stripper. The stripper was me. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, it was a bad party. I messed up. I work from home now. That's cool. And in between calls and meetings, all I'm doing is like yoga, but it's not like relaxing. I'm like going really hard and fast. And so I'm like in so much pain, like too much pain. Like, you know, I'm screaming like I am a real stripper, having like a hernia, like while on the pole. But like she's holding her stomach because like hernia's hurt and like because her dad left her, and like I'm holding my stomach because like my cat died at the beginning of this, and like the only thing I have now is like my stomach to hold, which I'm slowly losing from all the aggressive yoga, which is cool. And actually, now that I think about it, like besides my birthday, guys, I could become a real stripper because my dad's for sure gonna die and he'll leave me just like all strippers' dads leaves them. So I just, you know, I didn't get to start when I was 18, but I'll start at 30. And I think for me, I want to do like stripper tricks, and my name to go along with that will be like Anal Annie, right? Like, because I'm like the sweetest asshole this side of the Mississippi. You know, because like all strippers need a thing, and that's my thing. Anal's my thing. We know that. You know, it would be like I walk up to you and I'm like, hey, you know, I reverse eat lollipops, and you would be like, the fuck is that, lady? And I'd be like, I eat lollipops with my asshole. Because it's sweet and delicious, and it really cuts down on the sugar calories. And you'd be like, wow, that's fucking smart. Fucking brilliant, guys. And it's okay, because like for the hipsters, guys, it's gonna be like super, super chill. Because it'll be like safe sugar, like unrefined coconut sugar lollipops. Like that's what I stick up there, you know, besides thumbs. Because I just want everyone to be safe, you know, like, and I'm sorry, this is such a weird set. But yeah, it'll be safe for the hipsters. You guys remember hipsters? Like, it was always some tall, skinny dude at a party that had one of those, like, fucking, like, wool Bill Cosby shirts, just, like, the world's itchiest sweater, and had, like, a fucking bottle of raspberry Stoli. And, like, we all wanted to fuck him. Why was that, right? Because, like, why? I wanted to fuck him so bad I dressed like him. I was also a hipster. And what that really meant, guys, is at the end of the night, we would drink, like, okay-ish vodka, and then we would give each other fucking rug burn from our fucking Bill Cosby sweaters. Like, getting rug burn from Grandpa is not cool. Which we all know about now. What am I doing for time? What are we at? What are we doing?
Yeah.
One more?
One more.
Guys, I'll leave you with this. I am going to become a stripper. My name is not going to be Anal Annie. I think it should be more about how I'm like so white girl fat. So my stripper name is Whole Milk. And you know, I charge by the gulp, not by the song. Thank you, guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, a couple of things that I need to talk about. Kid-friendly strippers. Tom agrees with me in the comment section there. Kid-friendly strippers. We're gonna have to have you expound more next time you come on the show. Please, Morgan. And David just says, as long as it's a safe space. That's hilarious. But yeah, you did say you would have people come and sit on your thumb. And I'm just gonna, I mean, I don't, thumbs up. I mean, the aim would have to be pretty. Does anyone else? No, I'm the only one who wants to talk about this.
Guys, it's fine. It's fine. I have short thumbs. I have such small hands. You can totally do it. The only thing is, like, these nails are natural and so long.
Oh. I keep my nails pretty tame. I am double jointed in my thumb. Does that give me like extra brownie points? Anybody?
I mean,
wow.
I don't know what Jason likes, but that's cool, man. Like, I don't judge. If he likes the double joint, I mean, pop one off.
Like, are you shipping me and Brindleson? Because no.
Hey, it's not shipping if it's happening, Jason.
So the t-shirt phrase that pays for this week is "Anal's My Thing" by Morgan Pearson, and it is her birthday. So let us sing the traditional Monday Night Comedy Show birthday song, which is not Happy Birthday because we are not basic, but we sing something called Stairway to Heaven by AC/DC. So everybody, 1, 2, 3 for Morgan Pearson. There's a lady who's sure all that if is your gold, and she's trying to read Jason's lips. Stairway to heaven. Is that a stray cat? Is there a cat in here? Yes, there she goes. Where's your clothes? Fine clothes in the store, where the stairways are heaven. Oh, is this the humming part? This is where we hum? And she's flying a stairway to heaven.
So good, you guys.
Birthday!
So amazing.
Celebrating a birthday with us at the Monday Night Comedy Show. Thank God.
Incredible.
It wasn't just Morgan Pearson who celebrated a birthday today. Katie Zane from Chicago, Illinois, could. And unfortunately, Katie could not. Something came up, and we could not get her on the show. We hope that you're okay, Katie. We are going to try to get you on next week, though. So you get your final 10 minutes as comic in residence. But happy birthday to Katie Zane. Everybody, put it in the comments. Happy birthday, Katie. We missed you. Tippy, tap, tap. Please do that. Coming up next is, you saw her briefly. Actually, no one saw her briefly. We saw her briefly. I don't know how the show works. Saw her briefly from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This is her 6 out of 6 week as comic in residence, so it's going to be a longer set. Every single week leading up until this point has been a fantastic journey of fun, and I love it. And she's going to hopefully come back to the Monday Night Comedy Show after her comic in residency is done. Everybody start freaking out for final comic in residence week from Brittany Alexis.
That was great. So I'm Brittany Alexis. For anyone who might not have seen me before, if you heard my name and thought that I was going to be a white girl, I'm here to tell you, you would be incorrect. It's a thing though, and I get it because Brittany Alexis sounds like someone who just sent you an Instagram DM that starts off with, "Hey girl, I know it's been a minute since we talked, but I do want to know, are you interested in learning how I make $5,000 a week from home?" You know. I get it. I look like I have a lot of Kohl's cash. I get it. I see myself. I also realize I sound like someone who would definitely send their food back at a restaurant. So I'm the triple threat if you're a cashier. I'm not, though. I'm nice. I'm pretty. I also sound like a person who would say that they were nice and not actually be nice, but I am. I've witnessed this. I also realized that I look like someone who would corner you at a party and spend a long time explaining to you why I believe that Sir Mix-a-Lot was the intersectional feminist that we needed in the 90s. So I have a mirror. That's basically what I'm saying. Things are different now. Things are different. Prince Harry is no longer a royal. That's weird. It's real weird. The XFL, I'm pretty sure that's going to be done. I don't know if you guys were looking into the XFL at all. It's extreme football week. I was very excited about it because I thought it was going to be like the street football game from GameCube, which tells you how much football I watch already. was nothing like that. The thing about it, what was extreme is that they just mic'd everyone. And I was like, that's really what was missing from football. Like, I was like, what were they talking about on the sidelines? Maybe plays. I don't know. Maybe they're talking about Prince Harry. I don't know. So they really cleared that up. Yeah. I'm a lot. Been thinking, which is dangerous. It's dangerous, like Gaston said. I've been scrolling the net. I saw this post today, and it said, let me make sure I get it right. It said, why spend your life drawing lines when you could live your life crossing them? And that is terrible advice. Let me tell you why that's terrible advice. Because the person who's going to see that and take it to heart is not the person who's going to be like, you know what? I've been really beaten up on myself. Like, I haven't, given myself the credit I deserve. The imposter syndrome's really setting in, and that they're thinking that they don't deserve the things that they've gotten. And they're like, I'm going to start, taking life in charge and really trust in myself and my capabilities. The person who's gonna go with that is like a bad person. It's gonna be a person who already is overconfident. It's like basically telling Ben Shapiro to be himself. That's terrible advice. Don't do it. He should not be himself. He needs to be different, okay? It's the person who's gonna go on Facebook and respond to Chris D'Elia's recent post and be like, the king is back. No. There are lines for a reason. It's like, why have boundaries when you could go to prison? Like, okay.
Yeah.
Good way to go. Yeah. The internet's so weird. People get angry about everything, but it's like kind of funny. I got angry about that. So there's a case in point. You don't have to like back up my resources because like there we did it. What else? I've been cooking a lot, cooking a whole bunch. One thing I wasn't prepared for when I started cooking as much as I do now is how long it would take to scroll down the page to get to the actual recipe. Yeah. It takes a minute. It's not just there. The fact that they had to make a jump to recipe button on most websites should have told them, like, this is a problem. They came up with a solution to a problem. Don't do it. It's like Crime and Punishment is light reading compared to some of these recipes. And it's ridiculous. It's absolutely, because like by the time that you're looking at the recipe, you're already hungry and you're just getting angrier as the time goes on. And like you never have all the ingredients. It'll be like, all right, I got everything. Oh, no eggs. Goodness gracious. And then you're searching like, can you cook cookies without eggs? How do you make them? I've done that. I've done that Google search. It's not a fun time because I'm already mad and it's 11:30. So I'm not going to the store, Another thing I've been doing is I've been watching a lot of true crime, and I like true crime, which is funny because I make a lot of bad dating decisions. Like I've gotten to the point where I'm like, what would they say about me if I was on one of these shows? Like, would they say I was bubbly? Like, what would my friends say on it? Who would they interview? Should I put in my will who I want to be interviewed? Just in like, call up my best friend. She's gonna know all the gossip. Just go with it. I don't know. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of true crime, and I've noticed something in true crime that I like to call the hindsight effect. It's basically where everything that the murderer does is suspicious. Like, no matter how innocuous it is, right? Like, they'll be like, she went to Olive Garden and ordered a water with no lemon. And you're like, okay. Is it the water part that's suspicious? Because that does seem... like in the back of your head, you have that statistic. It's like 100% of serial killers drink water. Like, oh. Is Alex Jones onto something? Is there something in the water? No, he's not. I'm just gonna nip that there. But yeah, no, it's weird. It's weird. I remember I literally saw this on a show. It was like Dateline NBC, so it was one of the legitimate shows. And they said Jan then left with Mark, her lover turned husband, on vacation. And it's like, yeah, that's just how relationships work. Like that's PEMDAS of relationships. That's what happens, right? So it's weird. Those shows are so bizarre. I like them though. and they scare me, and I don't learn from them. So they're going to stay in business for a long time. I feel like most of us do that because like we've all done something that's like kind of sketchy. Where you're like, I could have died. That was weird. I remember one time I went on a date and I was 97% sure I was getting kidnapped. I'm not kidding. That's serious. Literally, we're 45 minutes into this drive and 30 miles down the turnpike when I'm like, I should maybe ask him where we're going. Like he said it was going to be a surprise, and either way, he would have been right. So, yeah, you can't take a girl on a spontaneous road trip on a second date. Like that's not. It was a second. You can't. And there were already red flags before that. He told me that he wrote a song about me after our first date. That should have told me. Oh. This is different. It's different. You can kill me. I'm here, so we're good. I wasn't kidnapped either. I should point that out. But yeah. I've been thinking about a lot of things. I thought about how makeup is named very aggressively. For those of you who don't know, makeup is named very aggressively. Like it's like enough to make Chris Hansen blush. Like you're like, goodness gracious. Like he was on To Catch a Predator, and he still is like, you guys a little bit too much. Which, by the way, do you guys have you seen the show To Catch a Predator?
Yeah.
It was a quality show. I know this is going to be controversial. I already know, but it was a quality show. I liked the show because it was like I like the show Catfish because it's a family friendly version of To Catch a Predator, and like you don't feel you know, you're like, oh, somebody just got tricked, it's fine. But on the show To Catch a Predator, it was legit because basically Chris Hansen would host this show, and essentially they would go online and catch predators online, which is a good thing. And I remember my favorite episode of To Catch a Predator, which I am realizing I should not have a favorite episode of that. I do though. And it's the one where this guy gets caught twice in the same episode. And
oh God.
It's so bad. So like they catch him, he comes to the house, they do the whole read the transcript embarrass thing, and they arrest him. And I'm assuming that they like book him and release him because we're like, he's learned his lesson until the court date. He's not going to do it again. They underestimated this man because he went right back on same chat site, same username, knowing Chris Hansen is in town, knowing. And he's like, all right, let's just meet this dude at McDonald's because like he's obviously stupid, but like how dumb is he? Like, is he gonna come back to the house? I don't know, but let's not test it. So they meet him at McDonald's, right? And so he walks out. Chris Hansen doesn't even have a chance to do like the hand-to-head disappointed dad look. And this guy's like, what? So I can't even eat? I'm not even allowed.
Oh, no.
Which is like a classic example of a man just missing the point. Like, the problem isn't that you got a Popeye's chicken sandwich. It's that you got one for your side chick. That's the problem. The side chick. It's not the food, you know. So, yeah, that was my favorite episode. But yeah, I think I'm about out of time. But I do want to first of all, I really appreciate it being here, and you guys have been really great and welcoming, and I appreciate that. And so I do want to leave you on a positive note. And normally I talk a lot in my stand-up generally about dating. And so if anyone out there is dating or looking for someone, I do have something good. And that is you're never too much for the right person. And I know this for a fact because I have seen every single episode of TLC's My Strange Addiction. And women have husbands. So you're good. But thank you. I'm really like.
No, Brittany, I know you mentioned this earlier, and I think we're obligated. You said that you were not kidnapped.
No.
Are you currently safe right now?
Yes.
Blink twice. Blink twice for yes.
I don't blink.
Start screaming for no.
I don't blink right. I did blink twice.
We'll alert the authorities in Pittsburgh.
I tried to put eyelashes on. I'm not good at it. So my eyes are Don't take that as a sign.
Thank you so much. We look forward to hearing from you anytime you want to come back. Just give us a call and we'll find the next available spot for you, of course. Even if it's not, normally we do 10-minute sets here at the Monday, so it'll be nice and long and worth your time. Let's bring Kathleen up because Kathleen's so. There she is. There. Kathleen O'Brien is in the house.
Hi.
And hi. Sorry for our technical business. We, all of our computers like to update at the same time because we're rocking DOS. And that was before everything, right, guys?
Yeah.
DOS. That was a very funny joke that I just did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I get some laugh in the back there? Yeah, can we just make sure that you're mic'd? Make sure you're mic'd so everybody can hear.
You watched the comic.
Have you never been to the Monday Night Comedy Show? I've pissed off plenty of comics.
Audience members are different. You watch those all the time. But performers, never.
Well, Kathleen will be back and Dorian will be back eventually.
They'll all be back.
See, Dorian's here. Dorian's internet is working. And so let's now that we have, that is a lovely hairpiece.
Yeah.
Dorian DeBose from Kansas City, Kansas / Overland Park. I have a question, Dorian.
Yes,
are you
sir.
from Kansas City or are you from Overland Park? Which do you prefer?
I say Kansas City because most people don't know what Overland Park is.
Cool. That's what I wrote down.
Would you like the tens of people who watch the show to start a revolution and make Overland Park the next new trending thing on the internet? Because there are 12 people watching right now.
No, it's a very wide area. They don't deserve the attention.
Right, there it is.
Fuck Overland Park. To hell with them. Kansas City, it's my favorite barbecue, just so everybody knows.
Sir.
It's the best barbecue because there's Memphis and there's other. What are the other?
I mean, Texas is like the
barbecue.
only. Carolina's respectable. There's like 4 respectable barbecue places in America. Everybody else just needs to cut their losses.
So do you like Stottlemyre barbecue over there in Kansas City?
I've never tried Stottlemyre. I'm a big Gates man.
Oh, okay. Well, you gotta try the Stottlemyre.
That's Kat Morgan flexing her barbecue muscles.
Says
trying to be a little cool in front of your comic.
Hey, you know what? I lived in Oklahoma. I know what I'm talking about.
All right. Well, you know what? We're talking about Kansas.
Can you guys?
Kansas City, Kansas.
Yes, but that's right there by there. I know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about, so I have to talk like this in order to get my point across. I learned this from Republicans. Yes, we can. We can. So Kathleen's back. Kathleen, earlier in the feed, we saw about 50 Minneapolis comics in the living room. At least two other people besides yourself.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, I'm here with.
Well, tell them, send them our love. Tell them to send us messages to get on this show.
Exactly. I'll say hello.
Okay. Hi. We love you. I think you froze, Kathleen.
Or maybe we're just getting audio.
Maybe? Just audio? Oh. I don't know. Hey, Kathleen, are you there?
It's time for Dorian to do a set.
Maybe it is time. It is time for Dorian to do a set. Yeah, let's hop back over to Dorian.
Hi, Dorian.
There he is. Dorian DeBose from Kansas City, Kansas. Welcome to the Monday Night Comedy Show. Take it away. Woo!
Awesome. Thank you all so much for having me. It's been a great week. So far. Actually, talked to my grandfather today. And I had a really interesting conversation, really personal. He told me that he had a chance to meet the family of the young man he received a heart transplant from. He told me about how tender that moment was when he just showed up. He saw these kids playing in the front lawn. He was so overwhelmed with emotion. And he just pointed and said, "That one." I promise they're mostly not that macabre. So I did talk to my grandpa for real this week. I started going to the gym and we was having a conversation about that. And he's trying to be supportive, but he does that thing that old people do where they try to compare you to somebody, but they forget who they're talking about. So he's like, "Oh yeah, look at you, muscles. You look just like that. You know the guy. What's his name? You know his name. He was on that show. You know the show. He was on that show. It was on that one network. Yeah, it was on ABC, CBS, MSNBC, ESPN, HGTV. You know the network. It was on that one show with that one girl. Yeah, she was a brunette. Maybe she was a blonde. No. Maybe redhead. Might have been man action. Nigerian fellow. You know his name. What's his name? Tell me what his name is, boy." Then like 4 days later, he calls me back. "Lou Ferrigno." You knew his name. What's crazy is I knew exactly who he was talking about. Golden opportunities for revenge just don't come around that often. He's over there like, "What's his name?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Why don't you try sounding it out, huh? Why don't you use your words, old man?" All right, stop while a joke is good. I learned my lesson. I do think I've been getting too woke lately. I do. I got to take a BuzzFeed quiz the other day about what kind of bread I am. And I got pumpernickel. Pumpernickel. I felt racist. If only they were judging me for the color of my wheat, not the content of my character. Listen, Pumpernickel is my porn name, but they didn't know that at BuzzFeed.
Yes.
I feel like I took that too personal is what I'm saying. Like, another example, I went to a restaurant recently and they assumed that I wanted the fried chicken. And I got really mad. I was very upset. So I had to take a moment, take a deep breath, and say, "Dorian, it's a KFC." In the name. It'd be more surprising if they didn't think you wanted the fried chicken. I don't think KFC has a secret racist menu. Like, white people show up and they're like, "Welcome to the Kentucky F Confederacy." Well, the F stands for fuck black people.
Jesus.
We told that black guy we only had the fried chicken. Well, come in here and get this beef tartare, my white brethren. I don't think that's what happens at KFC. I have no proof of otherwise. I wouldn't put it past Colonel Sanders, though. That fucking porch honky. I'm getting too woke. I really am. I'm trying to start checking my assumptions about things. So now, when I go into a store and they follow me around, I just assume I'm gonna steal. Listen, I had no intention of stealing. But I've got to check my assumptions about me. I say I'm not a thief, but I got 27 pens. I didn't pay for one of them. Got my eye on me. Gonna switch gears a little bit. Chiefs lost. I'm from Kansas City. It's been very hard for me. I love football. I do love football. But I hate quarterbacks. That makes it really hard because Patrick Mahomes is here. Like, I hate that they get to play chess while everybody else on the field plays rugby. Like, a good quarterback is called cerebral, but if anyone else on the field uses their head, it's for violence. You're not even allowed to hit the quarterback wrong. If you hit him too low, it's a penalty. Hit him too high, it's a penalty. If you hit him in the chest, you hit him a bit too hard, it's a penalty. Trying to sack the quarterback is like playing a game with your little brother. Like, he gets to run with the big dogs, but if you hit him, now you're the monster. I remember like a year ago when Myles Garrett hit a quarterback over the head with a helmet. Some people called that assault, but everybody with the younger sibling called that justice. Now, the people who protect the quarterback, now those are the real heroes. Because a lot of them just look like normal fat guys. And they have to stop the most freakish athletes that have ever existed from smacking the biggest bitch on the field. Like, the only bigger bitch is the place kicker. Sorry, like the placeholder for the kicker, who is usually the backup quarterback. People say you never hear about an offensive lineman who does his job, meaning unless somebody hits the quarterback, you don't mention the offensive lineman. I think you shouldn't hear about the offensive lineman even if he doesn't do his job. Why didn't he stop that guy from hitting the quarterback? I don't know. The guy across from him is faster than a cheetah and lifts trucks with one hand. 5,000 years ago, we would have thought he was a literal god. I think he's going to win sometimes. If his offensive lineman grabs like the defensive lineman, just like hugs them, they get like a 10-yard penalty, and I think that's bullshit too. Like Aaron Donald, the most dominant defensive lineman, is 300 pounds of sheer muscle. I've seen him manhandle 3 adult men at the same time. If I was an offensive lineman, I'm tackling him. Because watching him hit the quarterback is like watching a semi-truck run over a baked potato. I'm not letting that happen. Am I on time, y'all?
Don't know. One more.
All right. Here's my real stance on football, though. Running backs deserve the respect that quarterbacks get.
Yeah.
A good running back averages 4 yards a carry and gets the ball 20 times a game. Meaning he takes the ball, gets hit by a freight train, then stands back up to do it again.
Yeah.
His job is receive brain damage, rinse, repeat. And what's terrible, you can't get out of the brain damage. If you're really good at football, you just gain more yards before the brain damage happens. And if he complains about the brain damage, he's called a pussy. And the worst thing a running back can do is fumble. A running back fumbling the ball is considered the worst thing that anyone in any sport, in any position, could do. And John Heisman once said, "It is better to die a young boy than to fumble this here football." Which sounds cool until you realize that half the people on the field are trying to make sure you die a young boy. You try holding onto a ball while someone twice your size is trying to break your fingers. Like if a quarterback fumbles, they say the offensive line should have protected him better. When a running back fumbles, we say he should have protected the ball better. And I don't think the ball needs protecting. After the game, the running back is just a walking bruise. The ball, doing just fine. They give it to little kids. The ball is fumbled. Somebody gently picks it up and cradles it like a baby. Meanwhile, the guy who fumbled it needs to walk around his own hometown in a bulletproof vest. And even if he survives that shooting, he's all sore already. That's another bruise. And he's got to do that 16 times a year. No love for the running backs, man. I think that's my time. Thank you so much. Fuck quarterbacks, especially Tom Brady.
Yay!
Give it up for DORIAN DEBOSE. Woo!
Dorian, welcome to the Monday Night Comedy Show. That was week 1 of 6.
Yeah.
Resident, so welcome. Thank you so much. I understood 3% of the football references. But I do know that his new nickname is Perfectly Woke here at the Monday Night Comedy Show. We're gonna start calling him Perfectly Woke Dorian DeBose. And that was twice. I don't know if you heard the pumpernickel maple bread recipe from Amanda. This is a Canadian delicacy, Dorian. Is pumpernickel bread with lettuce and maple syrup, and then apparently you eat it. I don't know. I just thought it was weird that 2 people mentioned pumpernickel. And
it's making a resurgence.
Pumpernickel feels like the grossest kind of bread, except when it's on a Reuben.
It's like so good.
I'd see.
It depends what it is. Like it's.
Yeah, I disagree. I'm into it.
You're into pumpernickel?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys can have your pumpernickel and marry it if you love it so much. I'm against it. Although we're gonna do a cooking segment where we try Canadian recipes. I'm just gonna assume that that's the national dish of Canada.
I mean, there's that whole like snow maple syrup thing.
Yeah.
Which I love that.
Yeah. As long as Amanda sends us the good stuff. Like we apparently can't use Mrs. Butterworth or Aunt Jemima on this.
No, you actually want the good stuff. Right?
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
that's true. Speaking of good stuff, we have 2 comics left. One from Denver, Colorado, and one from Minneapolis, Minnesota. We're going to take the Minneapolis one because she's been so patient, and she has some friends in her apartment from the Minneapolis comedy scene. Hopefully, I don't know, it looks like she's not moving.
Well,
Kathleen, can you hear us? Something. You got ghosts in your internet. So I guess we're gonna try later. But let's go with Jake, Big Jake from Denver, Colorado. Jake Hovis, welcome back, sir.
Yes, yeah, thanks. Oh man, I am actually in a hotel on my way moving to Louisville, Kentucky in 2 days.
Whoa.
I know, right? And so I have written quite a few jokes for you. I used a format, and I'm going to see if you can pick up on it. Very sophisticated. 2 cows walk into a restaurant. The maitre d' says, "I'm sorry, we're full. You're going to have to go somewhere else." "I'm sorry. Stop talking to me, cows. You're going to have to go." "No, go, cows. Go, cows." And the cow's like, "Man, this guy's really milking it." 2 cows walk into a restaurant. The maitre d' says, "Hey, cows, we're full. I'm sorry. You're going to need to go somewhere else. We have a shampoo convention in town. Unless you're willing to wash this old woman's hair, you're going to have to leave." And the cows look at each other, and one says to the other, "Oh, I'll soap her up, but you lather. You lather." All right. 2 cows walk into a restaurant. The maitre d' says, "I'm sorry, we're completely full. You cows, you have to eat somewhere else. Get out of here." The cow's like, "Wow, that's super weird. This place is never full." And the maitre d' says, "Yeah, it's kind of rare." Two cows walk into a restaurant.
Yes.
And the maitre d' says, "I'm sorry, we're full. You cows need to scram. You need to get out of here. There's no room for you. You giant bovines, get out." And the cows say, "Hey, this is a disgrace. Don't you think this is a disgrace?" And the other cow says, "Utterly." Two cows walk into a restaurant. The maitre d' says, "We're so full, Why do you cows keep coming here? Please leave. Go somewhere else. By all means, just get out of here. And he gets really, really angry. And one cow says to the other cow, like, man, he's got some beef.
Oh.
2 cows walk into a restaurant. The maitre d' says, I'm sorry, we're so full, cows. Please let me have a night off. I'm so stressed. What are you doing to me, cows? And the cow says, all right, let's just get out of here. He's a bully anyway.
God.
2 cows walk into a restaurant. The maitre d' says, I'm sorry, cows. We're so full. You can't. There's no room. I can't. I don't have a table for you to serve. I can't give you any food. We're full. The cow says, I don't know. Maybe we should play a game. How about I'll dare the other cow, and then the cow he'll dare he.
Oh.
2 cows walk into.
Oh.
Ridiculous. 2 guys walking to the The maitre d' says, I'm sorry, we're full. And the cows look at each other. Oh, man, I think this guy might be a vampire. The other cow's like, I think you're right. Grab a steak.
Oh.
All right, thanks, guys. I'm Jake.
Humans of the internet, give it up for Big Jake Elvis.
Jake Elvis, formerly of Denver, Colorado, currently from Louisville, Kentucky. Woo! Just on the other side of the Ohio River from Evansville, Indiana. I am from Indiana, Jake, and just don't let any of those Indiana people push you around. Because they are the worst. Absolutely. So, just kidding. I think I do have a friend who lives pretty close to where you're moving. So, sorry, Brian. Anyway, that was Jake Hovis. So, Jake, you don't live in Denver anymore, right?
I'm currently in Denver. I'm doing a walkthrough on my townhouse tomorrow.
Okay.
And then we're getting in the truck on Wednesday.
Okay. And the truck is about what, 50% full of weed?
Mostly underwear. Yeah.
Oh, underwear. Got it.
Yeah,
no, I don't.
Man. I have
That's
giant
cool.
underwears. Yeah.
Cool. Underwear. Got it. Yeah. Make sure on your way to Louisville, you swing up to the Twin Cities, because we wear underwear here, Jake. What?
Oh, you're being clever.
Because you sound surprised.
That's being clever? Yeah, generally, if you're being clever, I'm very surprised.
Whatever. I'm just stretching time, waiting for Kathleen's internet to come back. Oh, here she comes. Here she comes. Here she comes. This is a good time to talk about how this is the last night that you can, you can actually tip anytime you want. But tipping the performers is how they're going tonight. The people who you saw tonight are going to get money for performing tonight. So go to venmo.com/Monday Night Comedy Show to Venmo us some cash so we can spread it amongst the performers and staff here at the Monday. Or use Cash App, $MNCS69. And we accept your money gratefully and with many, many thanks. Next week, the show goes to $5. So we'll talk more about that at the end. By the end is near, folks. So please, hopefully, Kathleen, hopefully your internet is, I think she's frozen. Yeah. That's Jake. That's Jake.
2 cows.
2 cows going to a restaurant. Okay, here comes Kathleen. Hopefully, it's gonna work. It's gonna work this time. Fingers crossed, everybody. Fingers crossed that Kathleen O'Brien from Minneapolis, Minnesota, is able to get 2 cows walk into a restaurant. It's good. It's good. So there she is. Hi, Kathleen. Can you hear us?
Hi, Andy. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Yes, Kathleen O'Brien. Everybody, yay!
Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Yes.
All right.
There might be a lag, so Go ahead.
Hi. So, I'm anti-vaccine. I'm anti-vaccine. That's right. I'm a rebel. A rebel with polio. Oh wait. I gained 30 pills. I gained 30 pounds.
Oh no.
That was Kathleen O'Brien.
Kathleen
Let's see if she
O'Brien.
comes back.
We're gonna see if she comes back. Here she comes. This is the excitement of a live broadcast during a global pandemic. Yeah. I'd rather look at Jason than me, actually. There she is. Kathleen?
I am back.
There she is. Well, yeah. Keep going.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had 30 pills in college. I was on the pill because you don't need to use a condom when no one will have sex with you. I'm at an interesting place with my weight. I still feel cute, but if I gain any more weight, I will not feel cute. I'm at my fat threshold. It's like I'm a dam about to break.
Oh, we lost her again. Kruger. Oh no.
I don't know what to do.
We're just gonna keep waiting. Here, she's coming back.
All right.
Maybe. This is the quality you've come to expect from the Monday Night Comedy Show. There, hey, Kathleen, go. We'll get through this.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Some people say their body is, mine is more like a Scientology center. No one in their right mind would enter it. If someone's there, they're never allowed to leave. Scientologists don't believe in taking medication we disagree with because some people need medication.
Oh. All right. If it happens one more time, we're going to call it a night.
Fool us once, internet.
Fool us once. Oh,
Shame
internet.
on you.
This doesn't happen in Canada, does it? Damn it. Kathleen, try stopping the video and just doing audio. This is a suggestion from Morgan Pearson. Abby, who has built her own computer, says maybe she needs to disconnect from the Wi-Fi. Oh,
Can you see me or hear me?
we can hear you, yeah.
Maybe try killing your camera and just doing audio.
Yeah, try just doing audio, if you can.
Marriage seems like that I don't know how to do.
Oh, here's Drew. Here's his phone. He's still there.
It's my phone. He's trying to help me out. Can you hear me?
If you have a bunch of comics all on their phone right now using your Wi-Fi, that's probably why you're lagging. So tell them to go airplane mode.
No. Nobody's on.
No, we didn't catch that. Oh man.
Put 3 comics in close proximity.
Kill all the other comics.
Yep. Don't kill anybody. That's Nanotako's solution for everything. Is murder them. No. All right.
Let it go.
Mercy won't stop singing songs
Hi.
from Frozen.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, can
yeah,
I
we
keep
lost.
telling my jokes or can you?
Yeah, it's pretty choppy, Kathleen. So yeah, and you froze again. So yeah, we're just. I think we're. Yeah, I'm sorry. We'll try to get you on very soon though.
Should I keep going?
Well, I mean, we're getting like, well, we just lost you, so no. Okay. Well, that was Kathleen O'Brien from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Experiencing some technical issues. We apologize for that, but unfortunately, it's out of our hands. So what is in our hands is the joy and happiness of all the comics who say yes to the Monday Night Comedy Show. Now, next week, we are moving to Zoom, so all of our events and everything will reflect that. We are going to do Zoom, so it looks like a giant frenzied Brady Bunch episode, all with everybody all at once. And it is $5 to watch, and that's $5 per household. It doesn't matter if you have 1,000 people in your living room, although they should all be socially distanced and wearing masks. If you do host a party at your house, please understand that we want you to be safe. That's why we do not allow comics to be in studio here at Nanotako Studios until we get the go-ahead from Nanotako Studios that it is safe to have 1 or 2 performers live here in the studio. And that is our goal, and our ultimate goal is to start having big audience attended shows in person once it's safe. So we want you all to be safe. We want to thank everybody who performed tonight. Give them a shout out, and be sure to visit them on their social media pages on Facebook. Make sure you follow them, and if they have websites, we'll put all that in the comments so you can find your favorite comic from tonight and get to know them more. So a lot of these folks are coming back next week. We did have to say goodbye to Brittany Alexis from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Tonight was her last night as comic in residence, and she was our first batch of out-of-town comics who did the comic in residence program. It was her and Katie Zane from Chicago, and we want to say thank you once again for being basically our beta testers for the Monday Night Comedy Show. Thank you so much, Brittany. Thank you. It is such a great job, and we look forward to having you on just a regular set. I want to say happy birthday to Morgan Pearson and happy birthday to Katie Zane. And Katie, if you are watching, we are going to have you on the show hopefully next week, so we can get your last week as comic in residence. We hope you're feeling better, and we hope you enjoyed a great birthday today. So happy birthday. We'll sing to you next week. If you want to read the Monday Night Comedy Show Book Club book next week, all you have to do is send us a private message on Facebook, or if you have my number, 612-296-65, etc., just send me a text and we'll get you reading the next page. All right. So Morgan Pearson, happy birthday. All the people who watched tonight, thank you so much. We'll see you on Zoom next week. Thank you to everybody here at Nanotako Studios. Mercy Victor, Kat, Morgan, Jeff Sherman, and of course, our dear friend, Mr. J Money, the motherfucking hawk. I'm pointing at him right now. Caw-caw! And St. May of the Underground was here too. She had to leave, but I want to thank everybody. And that's our show for this week. See you next week on March 1st, lousy Smarch weather, for show 613. I want you all to be safe. Make sure you wear a mask and tip accordingly. Extra, double, you usually tip if you're buying food from restaurants or delivery during this global pandemic. Be safe, everybody. Stay awesome. See you next Monday.
Bye.